Hi, let's talk about the intensity of these solar storms, okay? So, the science that's going on that's causing all of these beautiful lights that we can see in Melbourne for sort of the first time, like in Australia, the aurora situation that is going on, that we're all kind of losing our minds about because it looks so pretty, is actually having a huge effect on our energy. Okay, so in astrology, the sun is our central root. Okay, it's that I am energy. It's really our ego structure and our sense of self. It's sort of our essence and the light that we shine ourselves through. It represents things like our purpose, our consciousness, our self expression, and our creativity. It's our passion and our pride, all right? It's what we get passionate about, it's what energizes us, it's our authority, our self authority, and how we deal with people in authority. And it also speaks to our leadership style and how we like attention, like how much attention we like and how we go about getting it, all right? So right now, the sun is kind of, or it has been, it's sort of getting a bit, it'll start getting a bit less over the next few days. I think we've still got one more whole day of it, is having a tantrum. And it's having the biggest tantrum that it has had in over 20 years, okay? And so these parts of us, these sun parts of us are being challenged. And you can look at, in astrology, we like each planet rules over as part of the body, okay? So the sun represents body, soul, but it's head energy, okay? And it's the father energy, all right? And, the sun, we need it. Everybody needs it. We need it. Everybody needs it. Plants need it. You can just look at, the idea of the sun being everything needs it to grow. Too much of it turns it barren and unusable, all right? So like the perfect amount of sunlight, too much sunlight, not good, all right? So these solar flares are affecting our energy in relation to these themes, all right? So it can really make you feel quite down, quite depressed. It's affecting the way that you see yourself, your sense of pride, your sense of ego. Now, this can be in a positive or a negative. It really does depend on where you're at in your healing journey and where you're at in your physical, obviously, your physical life. And so, this could be an uplifting energy. You could, it could be interacting with your sleep because you're so energized that you are having so many ideas and you want to move forward and you're having all of these things come up that are exciting and fun, or even both. You could be feeling really low, really down, really kind of disconnected from who you believe that you were, really kind of stuck in a place of being very emotional. Because it's that sun's bright light and because the sun is in Taurus, we are really dealing with the ideas of security, of stability, of the relationship with our bodies, our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, our spiritual body. So we are really dealing with all of these aspects because we're in Taurus season, and with the solar storm, it's really pushing that to a whole other level of power. And in particular, people who are emotionally or mentally or spiritually kind of fragile right now are really going to be struggling with this energy because it is really shining a light on our security systems and on that relationship with our body and our health. So really check on your people who are kind of going through perhaps like a struggle with these sorts of ideas, and really kind of leave space for people around you to be more emotional. Now, people who are on a spiritual journey, people who have sort of begun their connection to their spiritual self, this is a lot of energy to be around us. So a lot of people on a spiritual journey are very intuitive to other people's energies. So this is just your reminder to really check in with yourself and your body again, because we are in Taurus season, and maybe ask yourself whether it's your energy you're feeling or if it's somebody else's energy that you are feeling, because it really does make us a lot more psychologically sensitive to the energies around us, okay? So very important to be grounding under this energy, journaling, really writing everything out that's kind of coming to you and not letting it sort of sit in that space, because the sun energy ruling that head space, we can really keep too much logic and not be able to let those feelings kind of wash through our body. So, you know, it's interesting to me that we live in this kind of space where we believe a lot of things that we can't see, but when it comes to spiritual stuff, there are people who have very, very solid stances on this. And so, like, if we can believe things like these solar storms are affecting, you know, satellites and communication and, you know, causing blackouts and making the lights look different in the sky, and we're believing all of those things, there has to be a level of us that understands that we are being personally and deeply affected by that, because we are all energy, all right? And so the sun shapes these very important parts of our character, and it really can put us off balance here. All right, the moon is in Leo today, which will make it a little bit more helpful because Leo is ruled by the sun. So we should start feeling that energy come more in line. But we were in a Cancer moon, which is like a water moon, a very emotional moon. And with that sun energy being so bright, it's like the head energy over the feeling energy, and we really kind of overthink a lot of our emotional spaces. And so today, with the moon being in Leo, after it went void last night, we're in a very difficult aspect of kind of self-introspection. We kind of get to be a little bit more uplifted today as the moon and the sun being as bright and as in this energy as it is. We now get the moon ruled by the sun, so everything will kind of bring us a little bit more into our center. Just be aware people acting very egotistical while the moon is in Leo and the sun is doing this thing. Don't take it personally, all right? There's going to be a lot of people being short-tempered, very moody, and projecting a lot of their insecurities around their ego and how they are seen. This is really the energy of a lot of people thinking like, I work harder than everybody else and I'm better than everybody else. So really concentrate on yourself, you know, like, if you're somebody who has a lot of caffeine, try and stay away from it. If you're somebody who needs to be physically active, just make sure you're not going too far, all right? There's a lot of this energy that is affecting different parts of our bodies, and we really need to understand that. And, you know, you could even, you know, it's the consciousness that's really being affected here. It's our awareness. It's things that we can't see, all right? We can see the lights in the sky. We can see when our phone internet's not working. But these things that are happening, we need to, firstly understand that they are happening inside of us, have empathy for it, allow it to wash through us, but also understand that everybody is in this space as well, and not accept their behavior as a personal attack on us, because they're going through their own experience as well, all right? So for those of you having a positive experience, amazing. I hope you're feeling super alive and like ready to go, very clear, very on your purpose. And the rest of you who are not, you know, this is high anxiety, this is very irritable energy, this is a lot of restlessness, and it's very overwhelming. If you are somebody on the kind of slower moving energy, like a Capricorn or a Taurus, these sorts of energies in your chart, like a lot of earth signs could be very challenged here with feelings of being overwhelmed. Make sure that you have a look into your birth chart and hit me up if you would like me to help you out. Really looking at the places that the sun is and that Leo is in your chart. Those things are going to be really pronounced right now. Fire signs in particular are going to be feeling this in a little bit of a different way to everybody else, because fire sign, obviously fire energy, and Leo energy ruled by the sun. So Sagittarius energy as well. There's going to be a lot of that huge fire energy around, a lot of fight energy. So for those of you who are really kind of experiencing this heightened awareness, this spiritual kind of openness, this kind of huge creativity, a little bit of restlessness, a little bit of impatience, try and ground down into your spiritual practices. For those of you who are kind of coming through an emotional storm, really kind of allow it to wash through you and to take notes of what it's trying to light up for you, okay? The sun shines light on things that we need to see. So any sort of anxieties that we are feeling, any sort of negative spaces that we are finding ourselves in is actually a message being lit up by the sun. Like your higher self is trying to give you that message that thing needs to be looked into. And because Pluto is doing what Pluto does and it's in retrograde, we are really being asked to sort through these things and to heal and close out these cycles that are causing these anxieties. This understanding of, I think, is a really, really stunning example of the universe being in charge. You know, we can't control what the sun is doing, but it has this effect on us. And so we need to just kind of trust that the energy in our body, which is made from the energy of the universe, knows how to interact, and that we are on path to healing, particularly with Pluto being in retrograde. So if you would like your birth chart analyzed, you want some astrological counseling, I can really help talk you through this on a more personal level on what things would work best for you. We can really open up all of the placements that speak to traumas and old cycles and look at how those things can now be your stepping stones towards your greatest purpose, all right? So yeah, I hope we're all doing okay. Make sure, just send a text to that person who was on your mind when I said people who are struggling. Just send them a little text, even if it's a smiley face, all right? Please do that. Please touch base with those people. You can find me on Instagram. You can find my email. You can check out my website for some assistance on kind of going through your birth chart. But don't choose to be alone right now if you are in a heavy emotional space. Be alone with other people and really kind of look after each other. Okay, stay weird.